While many of our investigators stand in a blood-soaked farmyard, one of you is peaceably back at the Railway Hotel in Ashby. Dr. Davenport, you have spent most of this morning reading the Book of Black Anise, this damaged, water-soaked tome that you found in the ruins of Drakesfell Manor. You had been repairing it, and you had been studying it. I believe D'Angelo had popped by briefly and gleaned some knowledge from its pages. But you have had a chance to study it properly. And you can see that this book contains descriptions of many rituals, ways of contacting powers beyond, ways of scrying into the future, ways of drawing on all sorts of magic, supposedly. Now, how much of this works and how much you need to do to make it work, you don't yet fully understand. But from a first reading, you have gleaned enough knowledge to gain 4 points of Cthulhu mythos, assuming that your mythos does not already exceed 40.
Nope, it hasn't yet.
Okay. However, you have also lost sanity.
How much sanity, sorry?
Would you please roll me 2d4?
Oh.
We shall see how much this book has damaged your psyche. I can't remember how much sanity Mortimer has left these days.
Plenty.
You lucky bastard.
Double one.
Double one. You on 2d4 you have lost 2 points of sanity from reading this book. Folk magic. Blood rituals. This is rather old hat.
It is. It's like his cults de ghouls. I think I rolled double one on that as well, didn't I?
Yeah, and that was the book of necromancy bound in human skin. So this is small fry compared to that. Yeah, you're reading through this book. You're studying the knowledge when you hear a frantic voice from downstairs in the inn. It was attacking, and then there was blood, and everywhere. We need to get.
What's happened?
Are you going down to see what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I should, really. I mean, I could just stay here drinking tea, relaxing, chilling out, but I think I'll probably better look.
Yeah. So heading downstairs, you see the rather frantic form of your local police officer contact, Sydney Johnson, just standing in the entrance of the inn. Behind him, you can see his horse and trap, but he's just standing there, like, with a panic, just look of pure panic on his face. There was
What's
blood
happened? Where is everyone?
They're all dead. They're all dead.
Who's dead?
Over at Two Hills. They're all dead.
Well, just relax. Where did all this happen?
Over at the farm. Just over the hill, the Hardcastle place. Just past Frank's farm, second drive, over towards Drakesfell. We got there, and there was blood everywhere. They were all dead. I'm gonna need to get some help in. Get a doctor. The others stayed behind.
Oh, so they're okay. That's.
Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead.
Well, I'll grab my stuff, and it's probably best we head that way and trying to catch up with them.
I'm not going back there. No.
It's okay. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
No. You see just this look of like pure, unadulterated fear in his eyes. Like the smile that he like plastered on his face, like the last day and a half, is gone.
No.
No.
Could I try and charm him? I don't think that would work, actually, to be fair.
You want to try and what are you trying to achieve here? You're trying to like...
To agree to basically take me back to the farm where he left the others.
Yeah, you can try and calm him down a bit if you want with your persuade or charm. It will be hard.
Hard success?
So yeah, I mean, you're a doctor. You're used to giving soothing words to people. So you just...
Yeah. I mean, he's only got to drop me off there, then he can
I'll
go
take you
with
to
me.
the top of the lane. That's as far as I'll go.
That's good. That's as much as I ask. I'll just grab my guns and a few bits, just in case.
Not going any further. No further. So, what are you taking with you?
Magical bag
Yep.
might be needed. I'll put book, the book in there actually, unless would I have been able to copy the important bits, or would I
No,
have to take the original?
you haven't had a chance to copy it.
That's okay. I wanted to just, rather than take the original out where it could get damaged, that's okay. I'll just take the original in my bag as well, and my pair of pistols, and that's pretty
Okay.
much it.
All right.
Oh, and a sword cane, but I don't think I'll need that.
So as you climb onto the horse and trap, and Sydney will take you back to the top of the lane at the farm, and I shall let you know when you arrive at what awaits you. But meanwhile, back in the farmyard, we see the half-ruined farmhouse of Two Hills Farm. Like, part of the wall caved in, rubble strewn across the ground. And the roof of the barn is broken. Some of the sheds sort of listing slightly to one side. And in the yard is just this bloodbath, essentially. This massacred space of dead animals and dead farmhands. Just the smell of blood is thick in the air, and the ground is just wet with blood and gore. And the three of you stand where we left you before. Elsie and Aubrey have headed off up the lane together, out of sight. Maxwell has gone racing off into the woods, pursuing the shape of the dragon that you came across here. John has been wounded. Not grievously, but wounded. And D'Angelo, I think, coming back to your senses, having shaken by the after effects of magic. Amos, I can't remember. I do not believe you. Had you gone insane along with the rest of them?
No, Keeper. And this is strange for me to say as a player in this campaign, but I'm surprisingly healthy and sane.
Okay, you're neither shot nor insane.
Yet.
Yet.
The foolishness will commence shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have just a moment to catch your breath and think, what are you going to do next? Where are you going? What's the plan?
All right, huddle up. As de facto leader.
We have to go after Maximilian.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We can't let him go alone.
No. So, a little slight rewind here. I was coming down this hill as Maxwell passed out. That boy is not sturdy, or not Maxwell. Pinhew, sorry. And I saw a dragon in the air, and I heard gunshots, and it got hit by a spell that I'm presuming came from you, Mr. Williams. So, here is my my plan. Take a moment, gather ourselves up, try to overcome the crippling fear and anxiety that is coursing through our veins, and then we go find the dragon. D'Angelo, you hit it with that incantation of yours. We'll find Maxwell. He's a big son of a gun, so we might have to hit him with a rock. We'll drag him. We'll get back to town. We will leave. We will go back to London. And then when the old accountant says we should not go to a place where there's clearly a dragon because he believes in the worst case scenario, we will take that to heart. And then I will finish. Yes, that's what we're going to do. So let's take a 5-minute recalibration, and then everything will be fine.
You know, when you did hit it with that spell, didn't we see bits of it dropping off as it flew away? Maybe we could use that to, if the pieces are still on the ground, we might be able to use that to track it a bit.
Don't know much about tracking or finding something in the wilderness. I believe that was his specialty.
I mean, if pieces have come off the dragon and landed on the ground, we should be able to. That should make it much easier.
It's like that fairy tale. It's like breadcrumbs, except dragon crumb. What the fuck did
Yes,
I just say?
that
Oh God.
for once you made sense.
I make sense all the time. You have an inferior intellect and you're bad at chess. I said it.
You said it.
I said
Okay. All right.
it.
Fine.
You'll never beat me at chess.
As you're saying this, you hear the sound of horses' hooves and the wheels of the little trap that brought you here in the first place, on the lane leading down to the farm.
Wonder who that could be.
Mortimer, as you head down the lane, as you come around the bend and the farm comes into view, the first thing you see is this half-ruined building, the broken down barns, and the second thing that hits you is just this overwhelming smell of blood and death. Even for you, even with what you've seen, this is a lot. This is just so much death in one place. And I do need a sanity roll from you, please.
Yes. I'm good.
Yeah, you brace yourself. You know what you're going into. But yeah, you smell the blood on the air, and you see the dead animals strewn around. You see all this blood, but you see 3 figures standing in the midst of it, huddled together.
Do they look okay or injured or?
Well, are you? The rest of you, as you hear the horses' hooves and the sound of the trap coming towards you, are you doing anything?
Can we see them? Or is
Yeah,
it
you turn and look. Yeah, you see this horse and cart coming down the lane with Mortimer at the reins.
doctor is here? You should let him treat your injury, Mr. Greaves.
I agree completely.
Mr.
I believe-
Graves.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you did not receive first aid, did you? You did. It made it worse.
I made it worse, yes.
Yeah, that was a good bumble.
Yeah, you can see as you come around, you can see they all look a bit. I think you all look a little bit on the shaken side, and John appears to be covered in quite a lot of blood.
Well, once the carriage stops, well, it's not a carriage, is it?
Yeah, it's just like a little horse and trap. You are in charge of it. You can stop it where you choose.
Okay, I shall stop it once I get close. I'll get close
Horses
to
are
it.
getting
but-
nervous as they draw near to this blood.
Oh, actually, that's a very good point.
You
Yeah,
feel-
I'm not quite good
Shy
with
back in the
animal
range.
handling as such, so I'll probably stop just outside the farm before
Yeah.
we go into all the blood and stuff. And I'll stop to wander over.
Did you tie the horses up?
Oh, we would have, yeah, if there's somewhere to tie him up.
Okay.
I'm guessing none of you did this.
No.
No.
Can you look after Mr. Greaves? We must move soon.
Oh, that,
Maximilian is
where's
getting a
Max?
fall.
Oh,
Oh,
he
he is-
went off after it, the dragon.
So, yeah, I'll go and have a look at John's injury and try and treat him.
Yeah, give me a first aid roll. Give it some treatment on the field as you.
Let's hope I don't fumble this.
It's right.
'Cause- oh,
Part of me really wants you to fumble this because it'd be entertaining, but no. You
nice roll, though.
get 1 point back as you patch him up, set him down. Yeah, this place is a wreck. This is a ruin all around you. You can see beyond the farm there's patches of fields, and then beyond that this dark edge of the woods.
So, was there a dragon after all?
Apparently there was. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't believe in dragons. It's probably something looks
No.
like them, but probably not a real dragon.
No, it was a dragon, Dr. Mortimer. It was a dragon.
It's probably something very similar to one, but
Dr. Mortimer, please. I know that you are an expert and a wizened man and incredibly competent. and all the other superlatives I could hurl at you would be accurate.
No,
It was
it was.
a dragon.
Okay.
We found that it appears to have been at least a statue at one point.
Yes, that's a very good point because I've managed to study that book.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Yes, there's some sort of spell in it to regards waking a dragon from stone, but also to turn it back to stone. I think I'll have to have a proper read of that spell because I haven't really had much of a study of that, but I thought that would be interesting. We could just turn it back to a statue.
That would be an optimal outcome.
Yeah, you would have seen the spell or the ritual to wake a dragon from stone and bind it to your will required a circle of blood and candles and binding it with 9 iron nails.
Yes.
Which in order to stop it from running loose.
So okay. What about the turning it back to stone? Did it say anything?
The ritual to turn it back to stone similarly requires you to encircle the dragon with 9 iron nails and enchant the ritual.
You don't happen to have any iron nails by any chance, do you?
I think we did find some. I don't know how many, but we did find some.
Well, just basically we'd have to get 9
Have to
iron
use the nails.
in like a circle
Yes.
around the dragon, and possibly blood. I don't know, keep as well, or to turn it back.
Blood
Was
is
it
not
just-
required to turn it back. Essentially, you just need to encircle it with the iron nails and enchant the ritual for long enough to bind it back into stone. And I say just as though this were a simple task.
Yes, and keep the dragon still, of course.
Oh yes, small matter.
So I don't think it's going to be easy by any chance, but at least we've got an option because it's probably not going to be easy to kill it.
Well, side point on that. Mr. Williams here hit it with some type of wicked incantation, and he damn near killed it. So, I think he should just keep doing that, because he's really good at it. Mr. Williams,
do
you have
what
such
I can.
capacity. Yeah, what you can do is amazing, horrifying, and definitely cost me sleep, but amazing nonetheless.
We must get moving. If it recovers, we may not be as fortunate.
Take a
Yes.
quick look around the farm just in case there's anything left that I could go. So I don't go in empty-handed this time. Maybe a pistol on the wall somewhere in the drawing room.
I'll have a look around and see if there's anything on the farmhouse.
I was actually saying that you're a little quiet, but I was very quiet when I said that. Could you repeat what you said again, please?
Which one of us?
Mortimer.
Oh, I think John had wanted to have a look around for some guns at the farmhouse.
Yeah,
See
you've
if
got a
there's
bit more
any firearms.
time to search now than when Elsie was doing her sort of mad dash whilst the fight was ongoing. So I'll say give me a spot hidden if you're searching for anything within the farmhouse. Well, and let me know what you're searching for. Guns. It seems to be the specific
Yes.
design.
Yes, a handgun specifically, but just anything that could be used.
You don't find any handguns. You do find a shotgun.
Okay. And shells.
And yes, let me look at my handy dandy shotgun table. My handy dandy.
Shotguns get their own tables.
Oh, you have no idea. There are multiple pages of gun stats in these books. Right, whilst I'm just looking up the Victorian guns table. Does anyone else want to search for anything in particular?
Remind me, did we have the nails that they were supposed to use? I believe I found
Yes.
those.
Yes, you had the bag of iron nails that were in the safe and not in the room where the dragon binding ritual had been carried out.
D'Angelo does have the nails.
I would look for either a firearm or something I could use as a bludgeoning weapon, Keeper.
Okay, give me a spot hidden, please. But yeah, you find please like a 20 bore shotgun in the farmhouse. The first one is can take 2 plenty. What's the word? I've forgotten the word.
Shells.
Cartridge, yeah, like shot canister things. Which is designed for shooting small game. And Amos, you said you're looking for bludgeoning weapons or guns, right? Was that it?
Yeah, actually, could I retroactively switch that? So I looked at my character sheet, and I do have a revolver, which I would have brought with me. Can I look for first aid materials or anything like that? I know the doctor has some, but it feels like more would be better.
Yeah, you can find bandages and rubbing alcohol.
Thank you.
Yes.
Keeper,
Let's get
a
going.
bit silly. Quite a while ago, I'd learned to spell, but I didn't actually succeed on casting it. So the next time I'd cast it would be a push roll.
Yes.
There's probably plenty of blood here, so I could probably cast a blood ward.
If you would like to try to do this, you can. So
It would be a push
essentially
roll.
you're going to start to sit down and sort of paint yourself in the blood of these dead cows and people, and like paint these ritual sigils on you. Is that what you tend to do here?
Oh, I mean, I could pass this. What the hell? I mean, it'll be helpful. At least I feel it would be helpful if it works.
Okay, so I'm not going to let you know what the effect of this now, but so Amos is searching the house for medical supplies. Was it John was searching and found this shotgun. And D'Angelo, where are you currently?
Angelo is resting.
Okay,
He has
I
the
would like
nails in his
D'Angelo
resting.
to please give me a sanity roll, please. We'll
Why?
see.
Why am I being tormented like this? I failed.
Because you'll find out. D'Angelo, what you watch is Mortimer starts painting himself in bloody sigils. Now, the last time you saw Mortimer do this, the last time you saw Mortimer attempt to cast this spell, was in the asylum in Albrook on the night of the storm. When the maelstrom raging outside.
Mortimer wasn't there.
No, that wasn't Mortimer. I take this
But
back.
you did see.
The last time you saw
this.
a character a guy who you keep confusing for Mortimer on occasion.
I think
They've got similar faces somehow.
I think every single player in that group except D'Angelo
Yes.
did that.
I'm not going to make you lose sanity for this. I'm just going to say that D'Angelo, you are incredibly shaken. Like, actually, no, I'm going to make you lose 1 point because you see more. You saw you saw Thomas and the others. You saw them painting these blood sigils on them, because that was the time before you went down into the caves beneath the asylum. The time that you shot Maddie Carter. You've seen how situations end that begin with people painting blood rituals on themselves. And it's like, for a moment you just, the horror comes flooding back. Now, Mortimer, this will be a pushed roll.
It will.
So I need you to give me that power roll, please. You've got to make a hard power
I
roll.
can't spend Laconists at all.
No, it's a pushed roll.
No.
But that
I've learned the spell.
That is an extreme success. So how many magic points are you putting into this? I believe
We actually put a
Cap
limit.
this. Yes.
We did cap it. We put a limit at 6, I think.
Yes. Are you putting all 6 in there? They come back at one every hour, in case you're thinking of using them for anything else.
I know, that's exactly what I was trying to work out. It's probably going to take us a while to do anything, so, I mean, I'll put all 6 in.
Okay. So, it's only 1d4 sanity. I really should have done the crueler thing and made it 1d4 per magic point, but alas, I never did.
So, yeah.
1d.
4.
Okay, you lose 4 points of sanity as you paint these bloody sigils on yourself and feel this ward wrapping its way around you, this protective ward. Now, do you have it written down? How many is per?
It's a d6, I think, for every point.
Okay, roll me 6
Double check
d6,
that.
please.
It's okay, I'm just
About
double checking.
right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I've done that wrong.
Yes. So, is this about this point as that Amos, you come out with the bandages and the rubbing alcohol, and John with the shotgun to see, like, D'Angelo looking like horror as Mortimer's there performing blood magic. And
Stop it! You're
60.
traumatized. You're traumatizing Mr. Williams. Mr.
It's
Williams.
fine. It's fine. It is fine.
When we get back, Mr. Williams, I think we'll have to have a good day of chess. Something to look forward to. We'd even beat up on Mr. Greaves over there. He's horrible. Have a good, healthy day of chess. Away from dragons and the like. Just focus on that. Dr. Mortimer, that is bizarre. I'm sure there's a perfectly good reason why you're reeking
Yes.
of cow's blood, but that is bizarre.
It's some sort of protective shield. It might help a bit. It might not, but
Does it protect from being hygienic? What does it do? I don't understand.
it's sort of like an invisible shield that protects you from harm.
That
Oh,
sounds incredible. I'm so glad you did that.
But only it has a limit on how much it can protect. But I think, seeing we're going to go after a dragon, it might be a good idea. And to cast the spell, we need to keep it trapped somewhere. So I thought it was a good idea.
Well, gentlemen, before we take off, I just want to say one thing to all of you. I'll start with you, Mr. Greaves. Mr. Greaves, I know I give you a hard time, mostly because you're fun to banter with, but I appreciate you. Mr. Williams, your astute mind is a credit to everyone that you are around, and I appreciate your well-written words. And Mr. Davenport, Dr. Davenport, you are a wonderful doctor. And seeing as how we might not all make it back, and that a horrible instance, I just want you to all know, none of you would ever have beaten me in chess again. And he winks, and then he goes, let's just go.
Kiddo will take out the 9 nails and pass 2 to each person. If you find an opportunity to place them, it may be the best we can do.
That's a good idea. We should just split in between us.
There's not 9 of us.
No, there's like quite a few nails, I think, not just 9.
Say that again,
There are
Keeper?
9 nails in the bag.
Exactly 9.
Exactly 9.
Okay.
So who
Each
has
of
the
you
extra
take 2.
nail? I see.
I will take the 3rd. And we should
Makes
see if
sense.
we can find Maximilian.
Okay, so into the woods.
Which way did he go?
We know more or less which way he went, right?
Yeah, you saw him running into the woods.
Okay.
Last you
Went
saw him
that-
chasing
went that-
after the direction the dragon had gone.
He went that way.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so you head out away from the farmyard across the muddy ground of the fields towards the edge of the woods. Quite dense, dark wood, a mixture of tangled oak and hawthorn. There's a lot of low-level brush and bramble in this wood. Time of year, I believe it's October, so the trees are losing their leaves, but there's still a lot of underbrush, and it's sort of a grey, gloomy day, and it's not it's shadowed under the trees. You can see the start of where someone went running into here, but there's no sort of clear track or path, so you're going to have to, be a little smart and follow a trail if you're either looking for Maximilian or trying to follow the dragon's trail. Essentially, I'm after some sort of tracking here.
Do not have good knowledge of the forests. What do you want?
Well,
I've never been much of one for the outdoors and tracking as such. I'm more a city person myself.
I
If
have
only you knew a big game hunter.
Exactly.
that's a low blow. That's a low blow. I have done some hunting in my life. I could give it a whirl.
I can help you a little bit, but I don't think I'll be much good myself. But...
Okay.
Oh, actually, could I do spot hidden instead to see if I can find something? I won't necessarily be able to read the signs because I have no tracking, but it might give someone trying to track an advantage. If that makes sense.
Spot hidden is not going to be particularly useful in this circumstance.
Okay.
We did several
I have-
spot hiddens last time.
I have a 10 in tracking. Can I give it
That's
a whirl?
standard.
Yeah, give it
Yeah.
a whirl. Go on. What's the worst that can happen?
I'll spend the I'll spend the 2 points.
Yeah. So, are you trying to track the dragon or Maximilian?
I would have tracked whatever the rest of my compatriots wanted me to. So, what were we going
And-
for, gentlemen?
I would say
Let's find
Max.
Maximilian first, and then we continue.
Keeper, I would have looked after Max then.
Okay, so you can see where you can start to pick up the path of where he's made his way through the brambles. You can see a couple of places where a branch has been snapped off to clear a path. Here and there, a couple of footprints you can see smudged in the mud. As you make your way through the thick tangle of the woods, down sort of this rugged ground, sort of going down banks, splashing across a bit of a stream. This is very far from the city and the libraries and the bookshops that most of you are a very city bunch of people mostly. What we've got here: an accountant, a librarian, a writer, and a bookseller. like doctor, like
And none of us are probably dressed for the country either. We're probably in.
I did bring appropriate clothes, and I did specify that in
yes,
boots. So.
yes.
The master tracker.
Yeah, you got to have your country gentleman wear, tweed. You're well protected from the elements.
That's true. I think. Can't remember what Mortimer would have worn. He probably wouldn't have wore his best suit. Probably the one. Yeah, there would have been something. Not as anyway.
Do you not have a tweed jacket for trips to the country?
Exactly. He probably has for shooting trips and the like.
Exactly. So the last shooting trip you went on didn't end too well.
That's true. So, what's the plan? We find Max.
We can.
I think that, honestly, given how big and strong and insane he is at this moment, and probably heavily armed, if we see him and we can't calm him down immediately, it might be enough just to verify that he's alive, and then we go back to the dragon. I just posit that as an idea.
That's a good idea, because as long as he's okay, we'll be able to find him later.
That tough bastard can survive damn near anything.
Or he'll come back to his senses.
I said, yes, I think I agree. Although he's so scary. He's so big.
Yeah, Maximilian's tracks wind their way through the woods between the trees until you see ahead of you a little stone cottage nestled in a slight clearing in the woods under the eaves of an enormous beech tree. This little stone house with smoke rising from the window, a small patch of flowers growing outside the door. And the door itself has been painted in like a bright periwinkle blue.
Do I recognize this cottage keeper?
You have not been here before, no. This looks like a little cottage.
Oh, this is bad. This is so bad.
Keeper, was there anything in the book to do with Black Anis regards a cottage?
The story mentions that she resides
in a cave or
in a cave.
That's okay. Just checking.
Feasts on children.
That's good. I'm too old for that. Just having a look at the cottage, is there anything strange about it? It could just be a plain cottage, but
you can give me a spot hidden. Are you looking at it from a distance? How are you examining it here? What are you doing?
I think we're probably walking towards it, I suspect, because we're following the tracks.
Yeah, the tracks seem to lead right up to the front door.
Do we see any obvious occult symbols, witchy, wicked symbols?
There is a horseshoe nailed above the door. And searching around, you can see it's got a little shuttered window. You can smell smoke rising from the chimney, and what smells like, baking bread. No, not bread. Something sweeter than bread. Cakes, maybe, or biscuits.
Not gingerbread.
Well, there's a hint of ginger in there. Yes, baking gingerbread. Yes, and the whiff of that on the wind. The garden outside has, there's some onions growing there. Just a few herbs growing alongside. There's sort of divided beds. You see some patches of mints and thyme, and growing sort of a little distance away, some herbs you recognise. There's some monk's hood growing there. Got some mushrooms sprouting from the soil.
Well, it doesn't look like there was a scuffle in front, does it?
Doesn't look like there's a sign of a scuffle. No, you can hear someone rattling around inside there. Like someone's moving around. You can hear the sound of like pots and pans.
No matter what happens, do not eat or accept anything from anyone in the building.
Should we knock?
Can we just go past the strangely suspicious cottage and find our friend?
Maybe he stopped here.
Okay, hold on. No. Again, I'm going to ask, can we please just avoid the horrifying thing that is obviously going to cause us great harm and destroy our disposition, because we're us, and that's all we come into contact with. I can't even take a train without getting accosted by some eldritch god looking like a young lady. And you want to go to the stone cottage in a haunted forest with a dragon?
Well, that's you. I mean, look at this cute little cottage. What could possibly go wrong?
You don't see any signs.
We can be fairly certain Max is inside here. But I suspect the dragon isn't.
All right, listen, let me knock on the cottage. Let me do the talking. Okay?
You can't see Maximilian on the outside of the cottage. Just that his track leads up to the front door. You also, D'Angelo, don't see any signs of anything obviously occult, apart from, the iron horse show above the door and the innocent herb garden.
cover me. Okay, I have my own gun for protection. Gonna go knock on the door.
It could just be a normal cottage.
It could be, but
Hey.
we're us.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
And the door opens and you see a little old lady, like grey hair tied back into a bun, wearing a blue dress and a floral print apron.
We see your fingernails.
Yeah, you look down her fingernails. They're, you know, a little bitten back here and there, and actually slightly stained sort of under the nails, almost black stained under the nails by dirt, berries, something stained those nails.
But otherwise perfectly normal human nails.
I mean, they look to be made of nails, as in
Nails, not
Wait, yeah.
nails, not nails.
iron nails.
Yes, they're made of fingernail.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Excuse me, Marm. Have you seen our friend
Oh,
Maximilian?
oh, yes, poor wee lad. Well, very big lad, oldish man actually. It's getting on. Well, yeah, got him in here. Yeah.
You have him in? Is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's just resting up. Come on in. It's not much room in here, I'm afraid. Come on in.
Okay, hold on. One second, Marm. I'm gonna turn to the party and I'm going to whisper. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, something bad happened. Just trust me. Just trust me.
I should probably come with you to make sure Max isn't injured. I can patch him up if he needs it.
Okay. All right. We have.
And
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yes. We will be along shortly. One moment. I'm going to look at D'Angelo and I'm going to say, you still know how to do that dragon killing spell, right?
I do.
Okay. I look at John Greaves and I say, you're still a battle librarian. I've heard people call you that. So this will be fine. All right. And I'm just going to
Keeper.
Oh, go.
Yes.
In my boundless knowledge of the occult, does this seem familiar to me? Have I ever heard of
You can give me an occult roll.
women in cottages?
Yes, I mean, you don't need an occult roll to know you've heard plenty of stories of old women living in cottages. Like, I'm not going to make you roll occult to get that answer. But, yeah, many stories of occult involve people, like, those who practice the occult are always lurking out in cottages in the woods outside of civilization, you know. Especially the little old ladies who practice sort of folk magic and sort of keep the old traditions. Yeah, it seems the kind of place you'd expect to find them. I'd just like to make it clear, like, you're standing on the doorstep of this woman's cottage. Like, she is there in the doorway. It's not a very big cottage. And she's just looking between you as you start to talk about battle librarians and dragons.
Yeah, I thought that we were back a ways away, but if I said it, I said it. That's fine. I'm just going to peek my head in and look for my friend.
Yeah, you stick your head in. The cottage is not very big. It's very much almost one room inside this, like, one-story little cottage. You can see this, like, a little, like hearth stove thing on one side where you can smell the smell of baking coming from. You can see there is, like, a chair by a fireplace and a single, like, bed. And Maximilian seems to be asleep, lying on the bed.
Max?
Oh, he looks okay, but asleep.
Oh, I gave him a little bit of tea to drink, just to calm him down a bit.
Yeah.
He seemed awfully panicked. He came in here shouting about a dragon.
Yeah, he ran off into the woods and we lost track of him, so we were just trying to find him to make sure he's not hurt. It's probably best he rests up here, really. But
Yeah, he seemed in awful panic. So I thought maybe a little rest, a bit of rest would be good for him. And he was getting awfully frightful, so I did give him some of my special tea.
That sounds good. But can I do a first aid check of him to see if he's got any injuries, or check him over basically?
You can give me a medicine roll if you'd like. Yes, please.
Oh, medicine. Okay.
Trying to just determine.
just to make sure he's not injured or.
He doesn't look injured. He's got a few scrapes and scratches from like brambles. He does
no
look like
injury.
he's been drugged.
It does, yeah.
Yes.
That's okay. It makes sense. I probably recognise
He
it.
doesn't look to be injured. Yes.
Well, he looks okay, but he seems to be, well, calmed, we'll say.
Well, yes.
So
If you want to wait around till he wakes up, you can,
no,
back to town with you.
we probably will. I think we'd need to get going, I think, but we'll come back shortly to bring him back with us to the town. There's been some
Don't
trouble.
worry, he'll be safe here with me.
I'm sure he will be. I'm sure there'd been some trouble near the farm as well.
Oh. Which one? Over at Farmer Murphy's place or the Hardcastle place?
I'm not sure. I don't know a lot of the farm places here. It's just that one.
I knew that Murphy had some trouble with his sheep.
Ah,
He was over here bleating all about it the other day.
yeah. I shall try a psychology check as well, just to see if there's anything strange about her.
Yeah, you can give me a psychology roll. Go for it.
I'm not very good at this, I'm sure. Oh, actually, how?
As far as you can tell, she's
Completely
seems
honest about this.
fairly unmalevolent. Like, she seems a little disturbed. A little more. She seems, she seems worried about you. Like, there's a nervousness to her. Whether that's just because she's a little old lady and 4 men and one asleep have just turned up at her front door.
That's okay. I think we could probably leave him here to. Is it okay if we leave a friend here till he wakes up?
Oh yeah, he'll be fine here. I'll take good care of him. Don't you worry.
We just need to. I think there's some sort of dangerous creature that scared him, so we're just going to see if we can find it.
Oh well, good luck with that, dear.
What was her name again, Marm? I'm sorry.
Oh, Annie.
Annie. It's nice to meet you. I'm Amos. And I extend my hand to her.
Oh, nice to meet you. She holds out her hand.
Um,
Dark stained fingernails and all.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Mortimer Davenport.
Pleasure to meet you. We don't get many proper doctor folk out in the middle of the wood.
Yes,
Usually have to go to town for that.
not where I expected to find myself today.
Oh, you don't look pressed for it. Those shoes are going to be ruined.
I know. I wish I'd planned ahead, but never mind. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh.
Can we, would you like any repayment? You've been so kind to our friend. What can we do to make this right?
Well, how much time have you got? Because I could really do with some help actually putting up a new fence for the chickens. If you've got some time to spare.
We could help you with that when we come back. Is that okay?
Oh, that would be lovely, dear. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we will help you with the with your
my back
chickens.
has gone a bit. Can't be doing all the heavy lifting myself anymore.
Absolutely.
My grandsons
positively.
used to help out, but
Oh well,
they got over
around
to
this.
Leicester to work in mills.
Interesting. So tonight, maybe tomorrow night, there one of the farmers is going to be out in the woods for a completely irrelevant and undisclosed reason. He might be able to help you out as well.
Yes.
We'll be on our way now. Thank you so much, Annie.
Oh, have a lovely day.
You too.
Oh, good afternoon. I think it. Oh yeah. She looks up. Yeah. Afternoon, I believe.
Well, thank you for your time and for looking after our friend.
Yeah, it's probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon by this point. You're in the woods as you leave Annie's cottage in the woods.
Yes.
And leave
It's completely
Maximilian sleeping there. Yes. What's your plan? Where are you going next?
I think we need to find the dragon.
Let's go home.
I'm guessing there's no caves in sight.
Inside, looking around, you can see Annie's cottage. You can see a slight clearing around it, and you can see the trees on all sides and the ground, like, rising up and sinking down.
There's no
Mm.
hills or anything rising up in close by.
There's sort of a wooded hill off slightly to the north.
Was that the direction we were heading, like the general direction?
You've been heading sort of more eastwards, I'd say. Yeah, the hill sort of lies a bit to the north.
I'm just thinking because Max was chasing after it, so probably should still possibly head in that same direction. I'm assuming the dragon will just fly in a straight line. But unless someone can have a look for any tracks, any further tracks, that is.
Give it a check, I suppose.
I'll have a look around as well.
Yeah,
Not
give
very
me a
good.
tracking roll if you're trying to look for more tracks, trying to, like... No.
I'll spend 5 luck because we need to know where we're going.
Okay. So you search around. This takes you a little while. Eventually you have to double back a bit along Maximilian's trail. Back the way he came a short distance. Do you find, like, almost like shards of, like, almost halfway between, like, shale and slate, like, flaked off with stony scales.
We saw that
Tramped
falling
into
off.
the mud.
We saw that falling off the dragon as it was flying away.
I think this could be the direction to go.
Yeah.
We're just tracking bits of stone. It's not going to be easy.
Better than nothing, though.
But it's probably gone to hide somewhere if it's been injured. So, let's get going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably be in the lead because I'm following the tracks.
Yes, so you see, this flaky shell, and you see a little further distance ahead, a little more of it scattered along the way. It's not much of a trail to follow. Whatever fell down through the trees has mostly been lost on its way down. But here and there you find these few shattered sides of stone sort of veering off to the north towards this hill that rises up in the forest.
I was going to say, if we could see several pieces in a line, more or less, does it point towards the hill?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
You come
That
across
might-
after... Sorry.
I'm just going to say to Mortimer, maybe that's the way we should head.
Yeah, let's get going. This isn't going to be easy.
Nothing of it is.
Okay. So you sort of follow this trail a short distance. It's like heading into the woods through this sort of thick, dense undergrowth, through patches. And you come across actually a patch of the woods where a tree has been splintered and broken. And so the undergrowth crushed, as though something large and heavy landed here. And from there on, the trail is far easier. You can see this splintered gap of broken trees and bushes dragging its way up the hillside ahead of you. You can see this clear path that saplings bent and splintered off where something large has come through.
Now, can we tell, does it appear to be walking, or is it, dragging itself with effort?
Slithering. Like a very worm-like creature. Like, you can see there's definitely some claw marks slashed onto the trees. But mostly it looks like something heavy has sort of slithered and slid its way through the mud, breaking trees and smaller trees as it went. And the light, we're getting on 4 in the afternoon. Sun is getting lower in the sky. You can see the hill ahead of you.
How far?
It's a strange question, Keeper. Regards the circle of nails, how large a circle can it be?
It just said to encircle the dragon. It did not
I'm just wondering if we
specify
put it
how much.
around the hill.
You don't know? It did not specify in the ritual.
No, it didn't.
It did not.
Okay. It's just a thought I had.
So yeah, you can see this track leading up the hill. Are you following it?
Unfortunately,
far?
we probably are.
Angelo would draw his sword and his gun.
Okay.
I would
So
have my gun at the ready as well, Keeper.
you're just walking straight up. That's the plan.
I'm going to try and look as far ahead as I can. See if
You
I
can
can
see-
spot it hiding.
Yeah, you can see this track. I'm gonna say give me a spot hidden as you go. Any of you can. As the track winds its way up the hill, broken branches, splintered saplings. You can't see any sign of a dragon, but Amos, looking ahead up towards the crest of the hill, you just see your eye just catches on like a dark opening to a cave mouth, perhaps 100 meters or so from the summit of the hill. Not a massive cave, more almost like about, oh, my hands have disappeared off the screen. About the size of a barn door. Just
Okay.
large enough that the dragon, as you've seen it, could have slithered inside, but not some sort of vast open cave. More like a
Okay.
hole.
So it would have been a tight squeeze, but it could definitely get in.
Yes,
Gotcha.
you can just
Okay.
see that ahead of you. And that's where this path seems to be leading.
Okay. Gentlemen, over yonder, there is a cave mouth, an opening just big enough for that dragon to get in there. However, in my eternal pessimism, I'm going to once again remind us about the stories of a witch living in a cave. So, maybe I am witch obsessed. I need to work on that. Maybe the lady back there isn't a witch like I thought. But regardless, and I'm man enough to admit this, I am fucking horrified. But we must do what must be done. So somebody else get out in front, and I'll bring up the rear.
To lead the way. It's time for me to pay my debts. Anyway,
What debt do you speak of, Mr. Williams?
it's not important, Amos.
I'll be right behind D'Angelo as well, because I've got a blood ward, so at least I can take half a hit.
It's
No.
important to me, Mr. Williams, because you're important to me. You're my friend.
Perhaps if we survive this, I will tell you a story.
I look forward to it. That's a good point. Mr. Greaves, you should lead the way, actually.
Yep, just use the torch on your mobile.
Yeah, that works. Well, we're still in 4 o'clock. Even,
That's true.
well, it is October, so it's not a. You're muted again.
Yeah, it's still 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so when you headed out, it's light. So I don't know that any of you have brought any, lights with you.
No, I don't think we would have. I don't think we planned to go in a cave.
I don't think we had candles from the house either, so.
I have my lighter on me.
Yes,
Oh, then you
and
should
you
go
are in a
fine.
wood.
Could try and make something actually.
I will use the sword to cut down some tree branches that would be suitable for torches and pass them around.
Yeah, there must have been some old wood that the dragon knocked down while it was thrashing through the woods. We could.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
do
you can
have
get
some,
sticks.
and I have some cloth that I found like for first aid that we could also burn. So we could probably make something
Yes.
work.
Yeah, you have some cloth and rubbing alcohol.
I don't like how confidently you brought up the rubbing alcohol. I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying that if you're after fire, it's
No, I'm not. I'm not engaging with this. I'm scared of you, Keeper. I'm very scared of you.
Make torches. Shall make torches.
Yes. You're there making torches, winding around. The wood is a little damp, but you're able to find some drier wood sort of tucked underneath the damp surface layer. So, just to set the scene, you're standing, essentially, you're following this broken down path of trees up essentially to the mouth of a cave beneath the summit of the hill. Up above you, some larger trees rise up on the crest of the hill. You've got some jagged lumps of rock sort of on either side of the cave, and winding between them, the roots of this massive tree snaking their way over and between the rocks. And in the gap between the rocks and these roots is this large, about the size of a barn door, dark opening into the hill. You can see clearly this slither marks and there's like three-toed footprints in the mud outside it. This is definitely where the dragon went in. And there you are. Flaming torches in hand. Wondering if you're playing the wrong system.
If I can I bind the torch that I have through the shotgun barrel?
You I mean, I guess, yeah. Yes. I will say, don't fumble anything.
This is fine. This is fine.
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
I don't know. You get your gunpowder and you need your lighted torches.
Let's do this. I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay. Who is going in first?
It was D'Angelo's leading the way.
I think it would make sense for either D'Angelo or Mortimer. One has the spell, one is protected by the spell.
Yes. Probably about two of you can walk abreast in this tunnel if you so choose, but you also don't have to. You can send someone in front.
I will sort of mention I might need help with the spell. It involves chanting, and I don't know how long, so we shall see how it goes.
What sort of help would you need?
Probably the same, probably to try and cast it. I don't know how many people it takes to cast. So I don't know how much power, probably much more power than I've got on my own.
Would the other people need to know how to do the spell, or just assist you with chanting?
Keeper, what would I think? Because I have been in another ritual where we, I think what we did, where we had to work together, or at least D'Angelo did.
I will say that this is a spell, essentially, mechanically, this is a binding spell. And you must essentially, a caster must make an opposed power roll against whatever it is they're trying to bind.
Okay.
Now, they can make this power roll easier by offering up magic points. And essentially, the more magic points you offer up, the easier it is to make the power roll, and you get bonus dice. More than one person can be involved in the spell and feed in, essentially, the magic
Extra
points.
I'd probably advise along those lines, which my character probably understands much better than I do.
I'll provide additional magic points.
If needed to, yeah. Keeper, how much time has passed since I cast the Blood Ward? I'm just thinking if I've got any back.
2 hours.
2 hours.
No, 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, I'm just trying to remember how much. Put 6 in initially, so that would not be 5. That's okay. Yep. Just making sure everything's tallied up.
Okay. So, are you just walking in? Is that the plan here?
I think we're probably going to try and do it quietly, but I don't know how quietly we'd manage, but we're not exactly stealth specialists.
Should
Well.
we perhaps pause at the opening to see if we hear anything?
That's a good idea.
You can definitely give me a listen roll at the entrance to the cave mouth. It's all quiet. No, wait. John, you hear something. A scrape. Claw on rock. A slither of something moving through the dirt. A low, rumbling growl. The hairs on the back of your neck on end. There is definitely something down there.
Given that it was an extreme, can I tell about how far down the cave?
It's not a very big cave. You don't think it can be more than... This is where my ill judgment of distance comes in.
So a short
It's
distance.
medium. It's medium distance.
I mean, the cave doesn't seem to run straight. It seems to... It's more of like a tunnel almost than a cave. Like, this is a worm's hole in the earth. This is not like a big open stone cave. This is mud walls, like branches twining down. A thin hole, and you don't think it could be coming from much more than like 60 feet down there.
Would it make sense to the circle out here and to get the dragon to go to the circle?
How do you want to draw it out of the cave?
I think if we draw its attention with noise, it'll probably come out.
I do hear it. It's in there. Not very far, maybe 50, 60 feet, something like that. It's hard to tell. But I can hear it moving and growling, grumbling, and clawing its way around.
I think trying to put a circle of nails in the floor around it in a cave is probably going to be quite difficult.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how big the cave is or how much space we have.
I'm guessing from what I hear, there's not very much space at all. I don't think we would fit in it on any side of it.
So, should we try and make a circle outside ready for it? And I'm trying to think, where should we lure it to?
Well, do you think it would stop at the entrance of the cave if we bring it out? Or would it come after us?
I don't think we've got anything we could trap it with.
And we make the circle out here. And we draw it as far as we can.
We shall try our best out here, I think, then.
So, just to be clear, your plan is to lure the dragon out of the cave into a circle of nails.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
Well, it sounds like we have a plan. And as the sun hangs low in the sky on this cold, grey October day, and our 4 brave heroes ready to try and entrap
I'm worried about the emphasis on brave there.
I mean, yeah, no, you are being brave here. You went actively seeking a monster in the woods.
Yeah, bravery and stupidity are actually synonyms. This is amazing.
That is where we will go to break, and we'll see you back in 10 minutes' time. So, it is just past 4 o'clock in the afternoon on, I believe, October the 15th. And 4 respectable and semi-respectable gentlemen are standing outside a muddy cave entrance in a wood in Leicestershire. They're holding torches made from broken sticks and strips of bandage, looted/liberated from a nearby cottage. They've got swords drawn and guns drawn and iron nails in hand, and they are ready to face a dragon. Gentlemen, what are you doing?
Praying.
To whom are you praying?
I believe in a God, and I am silently praying that if I should perish today, I get reunited with my wife.
Very good. It's always good to double check and call Cthulhu.
That's fair.
You never know who's listening.
Right. Have you double checked the circle's placement?
I don't know how big the dragon is. I've not seen it myself yet.
I would offer. Am I able to calculate the
Its
distance for the
wingspan was
circle?
about 20 feet, I think we said. At full spread.
Yes.
Having said that, we saw the tracks.
Yes. You see, it's pretty big. It's big. Its wingspread is quite larger than its size of its actual body.
Does it have to be contained completely within the circle? I mean, if it's just the body, or do the wings also have to be?
I don't know.
The
Well,
spell did not get into the specifics.
Didn't go
It's
into
all written
details.
in sort of flourished, almost poetic language.
Yes.
Place ye out a circle of and iron nails, and bind within it thine target with words and will.
We shall have to see.
So how big are you
Right.
making your circle, and where are you putting it?
As big as we can make it, honestly. In front of the cave
I think
mouth.
just in front of the entrance, because I'm assuming once it comes out the cave, it'll stop.
20 feet? 30 feet? 10 feet?
30 feet.
Okay.
Dragon size.
Yes, distance means nothing to me.
So pace out the nails of 30 feet around. What are you doing with the nails? Are you placing them? Driving them to the mud? Driving them to trees?
I think we've got to drive them in to something, so... Actually, if there's a circle of trees, but the dragon could knock trees over is the problem, so probably the ground's the best place. I think it's a circle, so probably a circle on the ground, I'm guessing.
Okay, so you're placing out this circle of nails in the ground.
Knocking them in.
Directly outside the entrance of the cave.
Do we have one sort of in the middle of the entrance coming out, or is there enough? Can we make it a big enough gap that?
This is the
Oh,
question
it's only
for you.
9.
You can space it out so that it's one on either side of the cave entrance, or you can space it so there's one in the middle of the cave entrance.
I think we space it so there's one either side, so there's no chance that it'll accidentally knock one of the nails out of place.
Okay.
Okay. So, where are you going to be, and how are you attempting to lure the dragon out?
D'Angelo's going to use blood to draw it out. He will to cut his elbow. No, so you should not use your hand for rituals like this. So he will use his elbow or some other soft, non-bad part for
I love
rituals.
the idea that D'Angelo has watched enough dodgy occult rituals of people doing
I have all of the points on the cult. I'm aware of this.
to
I
know.
thought maybe we could just singe Amos a bit, and and waft
He wants to eat my old jerky skin. He's like, oh yes, old
Okay.
fucking man.
So D'Angelo, you're cutting your elbow. Where are you standing? Are you in the circle? Behind the circle? Next to the entrance?
In the entrance, yes.
Okay,
In the entrance.
I think
And where do the rest of you want to be?
Morton will probably position himself above the entrance. So
Okay,
once
so
the
you're
dragon
up-
comes out, he's behind it,
Okay, so you're up on the top of the
Yeah.
Okay.
overseeing the thing. I think probably hiding might be a good idea, but I don't think there's going to be anywhere to hide.
Oh,
You
there's
said
the
the
roots of the tree, there's undergrowth. Yeah, you can hide if you
Well,
want
he'll
to.
try to position himself so it can't necessarily see him as soon as it comes out the
Give
cave.
me a stealth roll, please.
you also said there were rocks to either side of the entrance,
Yeah,
or did
yeah,
you?
there's rocks.
Now,
Yeah.
that's a
Okay.
veil, so I find nowhere to hide. I'm just
I mean,
standing there.
you can duck down. You
Oh.
can try and hide still. You just
Yeah.
don't think you'd be particularly well hidden without
Fair
being
enough.
like. Essentially, you could still hide, but you'd be further back from the cave mouth.
No, I've got to be close enough to
So you're sort of
cast the spell.
crouched low above the mouth. D'Angelo's standing in the entrance there, like dripping blood.
You'd
Amos and John, where do you want to be?
I'm just gonna. Is there enough room behind those rocks by the cave entrance to have some cover?
Yeah, you can give me a stealth roll if you're trying to hide, if you're trying to like stay out of sight. Like,
Yeah, I think that's about as good as.
Nope.
Oh,
okay. And do you want to be on the same side or different sides?
Different sides.
different sides.
Okay. So we've got D'Angelo standing in the mouth of the cave, and sort of behind him, sort of to either side, like behind these rocks, is John and. Wait, where's Amos gone? Okay, you can
On the
see
other side.
John if you look around. You can see him crouched like half behind a rock, but the Amos you found like a particularly good rock and a patch of undergrowth to hide behind. You are fairly well hidden. And then up sort of above and behind is Mortimer. Okay. As the blood begins to drip from the elbow, hear movement from inside the cave. A soft slither, then louder, and the movement is
Angelo's.
something large, crawling and clawing its way.
Angela will start moving back slowly.
So you're sort of backing way into the circle. You see in the mouth, in the darkness of the cave entrance, you can see two eyes staring back at you, sort of reflecting the light of the day. These two baleful red eyes staring at you out of the darkness. It has seen you. As you take sort of a step backwards, hunches down, it slithers and moves its way forwards. At the moment, D'Angelo's the only one that can see it just yet. And then, how are you standing, D'Angelo? How confident does D'Angelo look to the others watching him? What's his attitude here?
There is a resignation that has been kind of just this whole time. As a man who's already accepted what will happen, will happen. So very oddly calm, like an eerie calm almost.
Okay. And you see, the rest of you see as the head emerges first. This gnarled, narrow head. It's like uglier than a serpent. None of its elegance. It's like ragged skin, this stony grey scales. And its hunched shoulders with these wings. It slithers its way out. John and Amos, you've laid eyes on this thing before. You've seen it. You've seen it come from the cottage before. But Mortimer, this is the first time you have seen this creature. I need you to make me a sanity roll, please.
I mean, what?
Is it still hurt?
You can still see the patches of loose scales, yes. You can see where patches of its scales have flaked away from the spell you cast on it before. It definitely was hurt, yes.
That was a fail.
That was a fail. Please roll me 1d6 here, Mortimer, as you lay eyes upon this thing. Oof. And deduct a further 4 points.
That actually puts me beneath my daily limit.
Okay.
The combination of them all is...
Yeah. Please
Oh,
roll me
yes.
1d10 as you enter a bout of madness. And then I want you to roll me 1d10 and 1d10 again. The first 1d10 is what it is, and the second 1d10 is how many rounds, which in this circumstance could be very critical
So
of
one
how
round?
long you are about to be out of action here. As the dragon slithers forth from the cave, and for one, just for this moment, just for this briefest of moments, as this, all your confidence flees you for a moment, as the panic sets in. And this fear, it was like primal, like human fear sets in. Panic freezes you in place. And then the absurdity of the situation hits you. You're fighting a dragon. You're here with torch in hand, fighting a dragon under a hill. This is something out of a storybook. And
Yep.
like this
Get
just
the old weight
laughter
as well.
bubbles forth from you. Just this hysterical laughter as the absurdity of this situation just takes hold of you for a moment. And in this moment of calm, it's broken. And the dragon lunges forwards towards D'Angelo. As it lunges forwards, D'Angelo, are you trying to fight back against it, or are you trying to dodge out of its way?
I would like to
Yours.
dodge out of the way, please.
Okay. Give me that dodge roll.
If it will help, I will spend some luck on it.
It might help, because if you can make a success, I only have a success here, so if you can make a success, that dodge is successful.
I will pay for to succeed on the dodge roll.
Okay, by the barest sort of breadth of the movement, look, the dragon lunges forwards, jaws snapping, and closes just inches, like, from your neck as it snaps its jaws forwards, snarling. You see these eyes locked on you. You see its attention locked on you for this moment. And in this moment, you can you hear above you Mortimer just start to laugh. And his laughter echoing out. But D'Angelo, you are next up. It's as you dodge backwards as this creature lunges forwards. What are you doing, D'Angelo?
Do I know the spell? Or does only Mortimer know the spell? I don't know if that was ever confirmed.
You did read the book.
Did?
You can start trying to chant. Yeah, you did also read this ritual in the book. You borrowed it off Mortimer briefly this morning. Or yesterday. I can't remember. But you can start trying to chant this if you want. This will essentially take your attention and your focus and...
I will start the spell. Why not?
Okay. So, are you putting any magic points in this to try and make this easier, to try and bind this creature?
I mean, I've got a lot of magic points. Keeper.
Yes, you do.
So I'll put 35 magic points into this.
Okay. Right.
Everything from the sword.
You have to keep this up for one round. If you're still able to be chanting,
so.
at the end of when it comes around to your turn again, there will be a contested power roll with a bonus die against the creature. Okay.
That's fine.
If you are still chanting,
that's fine. Yes.
So yeah, like dodging back, still in the circle with the dragon, you start chanting. Sort of these strange. It's almost like halfway. It's not a real language. This is like halfway between like Old English and Latin, almost made up in terms of words, but you can feel there's power in these words as you begin to chant. As D'Angelo begins to chant, Amos, what are you doing?
Well, Amos doesn't really understand a lot about magic or what's going on with the rituals. He knows that it's real, and he has a lot of faith in his compatriots, so he thinks that maybe he can buy some time. So he's going to peek outside from the rock and give up his position. And then he's going to shoot his handgun. Now, I'm fairly close to the dragon, so he's going to shoot multiple times with the revolver, hoping that variance is on his side.
Okay, it's large and it's quite near, so that'll give you a bonus. If doing multiple times, that'll give you a penalty. So I'll give you the shots with no penalty.
So do I get 2 shots with the revolver?
3.
3.
Okay.
Success. Hard
The
success.
first 2 hits, the third one goes wild. As you fire towards it, you watch as the first one just sort of, essentially they're glancing off its stones. The first one just glances off its stony hide. The second one, I say with the hard success, does manage to lodge in one of the weakened points of it. You see as the bullet does strike one of the points where the scales sloughed off before.
Can I spend any luck to improve those?
If you want to you can try and make them extreme ones if you want for additional damage. If you want to spend the luck on that.
Yeah, how much? Let's see here.
The second one, that would be 3 more points. The first one would be 10 points.
So 13 points. Okay.
If you want to do both of them.
I do very much.
Okay, so that will give you another 8 and 8, so 16. What's the damage? Minus. So yeah, bullets just into this thing, cutting through, managing to catch weak points, and it is 2 carefully placed bullets. I would like you to make me a... Yes?
Oh, I was going to say that is my turn, Keeper.
Yeah,
I apologize.
So bullet strike it. I'd like you to make me a luck roll here.
Could I have made the luck roll before the deduction of those 13 points?
No, you couldn't.
Okay. One moment. Oh, I might be seeing my wife sooner. Oh, sweet God.
Oh no! Oh no! I gotta keep.
The dragon. The bullets strike into this thing, hitting it deep inside. You hit it's like this snarling cry, and it turns, it lifts its head away from D'Angelo, and it lunges forwards to your positions on the rocks.
Well, if it's going to come, do I see it start to leave the nails?
Out of the circle.
I'm going to try to lunge into the circle.
Okay.
If
I'm
it's
going to say it has been let out to you as a result of the fumble. So trying to push it back in, I'm saying in this case, with a fumble on a luck roll, in order to get it back into the circle, are you willing to put yourself in its jaws?
Keeper, may I have a handful of seconds to think about that?
Yes.
Okay.
As you're thinking about this for a handful of seconds, John.
Yes, while this is happening,
it's turning its attention towards Amos. It's stepped its front cord. It's essentially lunging out of the circle.
Well, when it does that, I'd like to bring my shotgun up and take aim at whatever appears to be the least armored section of it.
Okay,
it's not also in dirt.
Position is a penalty. You're close to it, so that takes away the penalty. So this will be an ordinary shot with the shotgun. Okay. It's probably about.
This is inside 10 yards, right? So it'd be 2d6.
Yes, 2d6 damage if you can hit. Don't ask me to convert yards and feet. I don't speak yards.
No, that's a fail.
Yeah, you miss, but the shotgun goes off loudly, sort of scattering. Presumably, if you just picked up these cartridges from the cottage, this is essentially like shot scattering across this thing. This is designed for sort of pheasant hunting.
But does it get its attention though?
Make it pause. Is that your aim here? Try to get its attention?
Yeah, and damage it too, but mostly
I'm going to say give me a luck roll here. You've got to do a lot to beat its attention It's stepping forward. It's leaving the circle. It's heading for Amos in the rocks, and Mortimer's still laughing up above. It is the creature now. So I'm going to ask you, Amos. Well,
Yeah. I love my friends, and they gave me a second lease on life.
so I essentially, how this will work is you're trying to like activate, herd it back into the circle. I'm going to give it a bonus to its attempt to bite your head off.
I understand. Can I make a dodge roll or
You can still make a dodge roll or a fight back roll. Either of
Oh
those.
no, it's gonna be dodge. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
I think it's gotta be dodge.
It all depends on how much Amos
Does
likes
it-
life. He's still got his son
It doesn't
to,
need an
reconnect
extra
with.
roll.
I got a son. I have a daughter.
You've got children. You're
But
the
I've-
only parent left.
I have left. You don't rub it in, keeper. I left them a lot of money. I left a lot of people a lot of money because I got it like that. Can I have a bonus die because you like me?
No.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is you're gonna have to dodge really well here.
I'll burn all my luck. I got 41 points.
41 points will not be enough to beat what I just rolled.
Okay.
You need an extreme dodge roll here to beat my extreme attack roll that I just rolled.
I don't have it, keeper.
Okay. You do not have enough luck to dodge this. Your luck has
ran
run out. Let's just... Your luck has run out today. As you dive forward, you're pushing the creature takes a step back. It's inside the circle again. As its jaws... Oh, that's one of my d6s. Luckily, I have more.
You have so many D6. This Call of Cthulhu. Why do you need so many D6?
Because I run D&D in my spare time. You can never have... And also, Blaze in the Dark, you can never have too many d6s.
Was that 12 or 14 dice
Was
I
it-
just heard?
Do I at least get it back in the circle?
It's back in the
was-
circle. It is back in the circle. It takes its 2 steps back. It's back in the circle. But that will be... $17 points of damage to you. As its jaws snap shut.
Good thing
Now-
I have 20 health.
Yeah.
No, I have 10 health, keeper. I'm
You have
dead as
10 health.
shit.
Oh, that's good. You don't have... So this is not double. So you're not instantly dead. I will
Mortimer,
say...
baby, you know I love you.
I will say... It didn't get your head. You're not instantly dead. I'm going to give you a choice here. Which of your limbs did it just take?
Oh, I'm right-handed. I'm gonna say my left arm.
Right off. Right at the elbow. Its jaws cut through the flesh, crunch through bone, and rip through muscle. And it just tears your left arm right off.
I see what you did there with the wordplay. I appreciate that.
And like, the blood splatters onto the ground. That is beyond a major wound.
Yes.
You are down. Well, yes, you've taken a major wound. You are dying. You are dying on the ground, blood pumping out of the mud. The dragon is back in the circle. Mortimer is laughing. D'Angelo is chanting. John is firing his shotgun into this thing. It hits, tips up its head and just swallows down Amos's arm in one. D'Angelo, give me a power roll, please. With a bonus die, as yes. And also give me a sanity roll. Actually, no, give me the sanity roll first. I'll let that power roll stand.
Failed. I failed the sanity roll. I failed that. I failed.
Oh. You're chanting, you're panicked. Like, hot blood, Amos blood just splatters across your face. You holding on, you're chanting this. You will lose an additional point of sanity from this experience. As Amos's blood
And I wasn't sane anyway.
splashing across your face, panic sets in as this creature, I guess, to see how well it does on its power roll. You got a success. It has to beat that to stay in the game. Okay. D'Angelo continues chanting. This creature gulps back. Amos's arm sort of turns its head sort of down towards D'Angelo. Feet, claws pressing into the mud as its blood-stained head sort of lunges forwards. As you see, like a slowing of its movements, its limbs start to lock up, and the whole thing starts to shrink back in on itself. Its form sort of crumpling and reduces as essentially its whole mass and weight is being compacted down. As it shrinks, you see it's essentially going from flesh to stone, rumpling and combining down to about half its original size. That comes to a halt. This stone statue of a snarling dragon, crouched down, ready to bite at D'Angelo. Mortimer, the hysteria that lasted but a moment is over. You're looking down at this scene. D'Angelo there, Amos bleeding profusely into the mud.
Yeah, I think Mortimer's just going to go straight to Amos as quickly as he can to stop him from dying, basically.
Scrabble down those rocks.
Yep, at least I've got my medicine bag with me.
Yes, you slither your way down from the top of this cave into the blood-soaked mud. This thing is still sort of shrinking down at this point. It's still sort of closing in on itself. And we need a first aid roll here. And you're very good at first aid.
Yeah.
Don't fumble this.
Oh, don't say that. Would me spending luck on that help it, or do we just need
essentially all you need at this point
is success?
Is a success. All you need at this point is a success to stop Amos from dying. They're like,
yeah, it's not the first amputation I've dealt with. I mean, he's a battle medic at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is not the first field amputation, like tourniquet sort of.
I got that bow wrong. Sorry, it actually should be like this.
Yes. You staunch the bleeding. And it's only been a matter of moments since this thing crawled out the cave. Since your ritual began, the iron nail still there in the ground sort of seems to be smoking slightly in the ground, in the circle. As the dragon comes to a halt as this twisted stone statue. D'Angelo, you'd lost, I believe I also need from you the actual sanity cost of the binding spell, I'm afraid.
I don't know what that is. So...
That will be another 1d4.
Just say it's 0? Yeah.
1d4.
0 sounds beautiful, Keeper.
That's another 3 points of
3.
sanity lost.
Oh, that takes me below my daily limit. My daily
It
limit
does.
is 12.
Yes. So as Mortimer is applying this tourniquet, this field medic, give me a 1d10. Let's see how D'Angelo is acting and reacting to this situation as the panic, the weight of his mind has had a tough time. Ooh. It says here that the investigator mistakes another person in the scene for a significant person in their past. So, D'Angelo. Who do you no longer see as who they were? Who appears to be...
I think he's... I think because of everything that's happened, I think he is kind of blurring the difference between Amos and Maddie in his head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Maddie. Lying in the mud, her blood all around her. Like, for a moment, like the mud is that pool of water. You're unsure if you're back in that cave. But that's her. There. On the ground.
Are you able to save her, Dr. Davenport?
Yep, definitely. But they're going to be fine. Just missing an arm, though, unfortunately.
Good.
Yep. Maud was just ignoring the fact I referred to Amos as a her.
Yeah. Like, you're missing an arm, but you shot her. How much are you even missing an arm? Like, the whole scene seems sort of disjointed and splintered in your mind. Things not quite adding up. John, what are you doing? You can see as this is going on.
Well, I still have the torch with me.
Mm.
I'd like to, and I see that Mortimer's already tending to Amos, so I'm going to look down into the cave, see if there's anything else in there.
You're going into the cave.
Well, the stories of dragon hordes and all that stuff, you never know.
Essentially, yeah, it is
You're
this
tempted.
muddy hole, this muddy, like, tunnel, this earthen cave. If you're going in there, sort of torch in hand.
Mm-hmm.
To hunch over a little in place to make your way down this curved tunnel. You're just crunching on something.
Something.
Look
And I
down.
look down. Yeah, I look down to see what it is.
Bones. There's just heaped small bones piled up here.
And I said, would I know if they're sheep bones or human bones?
Do you want to take a closer look?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a spot hidden here. And a sanity roll.
Of course. Okay, got that. Fail that.
Look down in the flickering light of the torch. As you look down, they are human bones, small human bones piled and heaped in this cave. Crunching underneath your feet. It's not a large cave, it's a small chamber really underneath the tree. Gnarled roots twisted and twining above. There's no hoard here, no treasure, just
Bones.
bones. And I'm going to deduct 1 point of sanity from you, please.
Just one? Okay.
Just one.
I'll take that. Okay.
What are you doing? Are you digging through, looking for treasures, or are you heading back out into the daylight?
I'll continue to look just around the edges to see if there's anything else, but I'm pretty horrified.
No, just heaped bones. You can see there are a lot of claw marks in the roots of the tree that line this cave. The deep, jagged, almost like a knife cut ragged scrapes into the bark.
Hmm.
This stink of death and decay and old bones in here. These are not fresh bones. These are bones that have rotted and lain here for decades, centuries even.
Since possibly before the dragon was bound into the statue before? Or...
You don't know.
Okay, so, and there's nothing...
It's not a
that would
very large cave. It's just large enough in which for the dragon to curl and coil up in. This is not a cavernous space. This is more of a burrow than a cave.
Right, but there's nothing else in here that I see that would indicate something else had been here besides the dragon.
No, not that you can see.
All right. And having had enough of that, I'll head back out to the rest of
You
it.
step back out. Amos is still unconscious currently. He is stable for now. But you've got 1 hit point. You are stabilized. But your continued survival will be dependent on getting proper medical attention. Like, this is a very, like, tenuous, short-term situation. You see, D'Angelo, your fractured world is starting to come sort of back into focus again. You're sort of starting to distinguish people a little better. You can see, wait, that's not Maddie. That's not Thomas leaning over her. That's not. Wait, no, John wasn't there. No, you can't be back in that cave. John wasn't there. You see John sort of stepping out the mouth of the earthen tunnel.
There's a clear, brief look of disappointment on his face before he. You all right? It appears we have succeeded once again.
Mortimer, do you think, is there a clear path to bring the trap, the policeman's trap over here so we can get Amos out?
I have no idea, but I need to make sure Amos is okay, so I'll keep an eye on him. But we also need to get Max, but we need to get this guy into, somewhere we can treat him better.
Right.
There should be space, I don't know, Keep, if we look around, is there anywhere likely that we could get the cart brought up?
You're currently sort of in the middle of quite dense undergrowth in woods. You reckon you've got at least, like, you're probably 2 miles from the nearest road. There is a little cottage in the woods.
There is. But unfortunately...
That's nearer.
Yeah, well, I think we could probably try and take him to that cottage. I think that's much nearer. I think that cottage can't be that far away. And at least then we can track back to where the carriage is. Well, not carriage, the cart.
Right. I'll say,
I do
you
not
gentlemen,
think it is wise to leave the statue unattended.
It's quite big. I don't think we can carry it. Can we keep it?
It would be very difficult without any tools or anything for the 3 of you, presuming you're not trying to get Amos in on the carrying, to carry this large statue.
I think we can. I don't think the statue's going anywhere. We can always collect it later once we've got the proper equipment too.
You think
It'd be a good idea to put it somewhere safe.
Yeah. Or I don't suppose breaking off part of it would.
I have no idea how difficult it is going to be. Did you want to try?
Well, I mean, the question is, what effect will that have?
Let's just deal with what we know for
right.
now and get this gentleman to safety, treat him, and then collect the statue and decide what we're doing with it.
And I will save you, gentlemen, the horror of going into that cave.
No treasure?
No well, no, quite the opposite. There's many, many bones, skeletons of children.
I think it is best for if I stay here with this thing. My mind does not appear to be all together at the moment.
Okay. Take whatever time you need to recover. I think at this point, Mortimer is probably going to plan to help transport Amos. I don't know. We could try and bring him around, actually.
Can we carry him between the 2 of us?
I think I can try and bring him around. I don't know. We could probably try between us, but I could try and bring him around. At least we can assist him with walking.
Right, okay.
Can I bring him around, Keeper?
If you want to spend some time trying to do, like, medical care here in the woods, you can do. You're going to have a penalty die to this, but you can try and, like, give him proper medical treatment. You are a doctor, you are experienced in this. You have a penalty due to the circumstances, but you can try.
I'm just trying to bring him conscious. It would be a penalty. Yeah.
His arm just got bitten off by a dragon.
Yeah.
Fleshman.
How easy would it be for us to try and transport him back ourselves to the cottage?
Depends on how you're doing it.
You should be able to take a jacket or two and tie it between enough sticks
You
to
should be
make
able
us
to make
not.
a stretcher of some fashion. There's enough twigs and stuff around here. So we could give it a try and see if we could come up with some sort of stretcher for him. I don't know what sort of role would be involved with that, if there is one.
Part of me wants to make this like survival. I guess essentially like how well can you like craft together like a field stretcher from sticks in the woods?
Yeah, at least we're quite well trained as outdoorsmen.
So I would take either survival or probably a hard first aid roll here, on the grounds that this might have been covered in like,
Yeah, I think I'll probably go with the hard first aid. I've got more chance of doing that than the 10% survival skill I've got.
Yeah.
This is just
The
to
Angela will offer.
You know what happens if you fail a survival roll anyway.
True.
Instant
So
death.
yeah, I'll just try to come up with a mock stretcher of some sort of design. If anyone wants to help me.
Yeah.
Angela will give his jacket for this purpose.
Hard success.
Yeah, so with donations of jackets, you're able to make a makeshift tweed-based stretcher here for Amos.
I don't think Amos is that large either, is he?
That's a good. Actually, this is a quite a personal question, Amos. But what is your size value? This might become relevant in a moment.
Well,
Are you a big man or a little?
my size is 45.
Hey, no, you are quite small. So that's you're
Makes
either
it
quite
easy.
short or quite thin or just generally lighter and smaller.
I am a average height, but kind of almost dainty in a way.
An accountant's build.
Yes.
Yes, as you're putting this together, I think you're probably quite glad that this is Amos you're going to have to drag through the woods and
Not Max.
Not Max. Yes. So, yeah, you were able to put this together. And essentially, the two of you plan to take Amos down to the cottage.
Yeah.
Okay. As you sort of drag, lift, carry him down, I'm going to ask for a strength roll from both of you and a con roll from Amos here.
Oh, please don't drop me. Please don't drop me. You said con?
Yes. And I'm going to give this as a penalty because they're doing a really, really shit job of carrying you.
They fumbled me.
Yes.
God, they played for the New York Jets. They fumbled me. Oh.
Yes. They're trying to drag you, and you're not heavy. But they
drop him into the same bush twice.
They dropped me back into another dragon. Why was it there?
I was gonna say if it's a fail, like you got to make the bumpy journey. That was a fumble. So what I'm saying is, like, you're sort of dragging, carrying this like stretcher down the woods, and then, like, it's quite heavy carrying a person even this way, and
It is.
like, I don't know if your foot slips or your arm flips or your arm goes tired, but it tips to one
Rolling.
side. And just Amos just slides off the stretcher and it slithers onto the ground, and yeah, that's not a soft landing. And
Do I take damage,
it's
Keeper?
not good. Like the
Don't
wound is
think we
going
need
to
to tell
bleed
anyone about this.
quite heavily again.
I'll try and do another
He is no
mistake.
longer stabilized. He is currently on death's door. You are dying again.
Am I at 0 life again? I'm at 1. I was at 1.
Yeah, you are still. I'm gonna say you're still at 1. Well, no, you're at 0. You're at 0. You're dying.
I'll
Yeah.
try and
If you
to
can be
make,
successfully first aided, you can. Like,
So on my sheet keeper, I have 0 out of 10 for health. Dying checked. Do I still have major wound check?
yes, you still have a major wound.
Okay,
Yes.
that's kind of
Yes.
what I figured. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure the character sheet is
You've got all
Oh, yes.
the ticks.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, now I have ticks now. Great. Thanks for dropping me in the ticks.
I mean, you have been traipsing through a wood. You all need to do roll against Lyme disease.
This is just the fucking. You know what?
But yeah,
I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm getting back at you, Keeper. I'm getting back at you. I'm smiting your dragons. I'm a
I'll
paladin
try
now.
another first aid skill
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep
You
him from
dropped
dying
him.
again.
He's bleeding. Oh god. Yeah. He's not dead.
I don't think we need to tell them about this, John.
No, we won't.
We'll keep it quiet, our secret. It was a perfect journey. Oh, we probably need to take a bit of ivy out of his beard, actually.
Yeah.
And just get all the bits of grass off him. He's just
Get out of my stump.
Yes.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, we should manage to like lever him back on to like the stretcher and get him the rest of the way down to the door of the cottage.
I'm guessing it's still a cottage.
The cottage is still there. Yes.
So,
Well,
should we knock?
it'd be rude not to.
Yeah, all right, so I'll knock at the door this time.
Oh, you're back already?
Oh, yeah.
Dear
most of
Lord.
us.
Lord.
Oh, yeah, we had a bit of an accident. I just need to. I could probably patch him up, but
He's lost an arm.
Yep.
Get him inside.
I'll try to see if I can do any sort of decent treatment with medicine here, or
What do you need? You're a doctor.
yes. Just think.
What do you need? Bandages? Hot water? I can help you.
Hot water, I think.
Yes, I'll get the kettle.
I've got clean bandages in my bag here, but we'll just patch them up as well as we can.
Yeah. So as you and Annie, little old lady, begin this sort of makeshift medical treatment. What's John doing? Maximilian's still snoozing on the bed.
Well, he's watching what's going on with the old lady. He doesn't get any feeling that she's anything other than what she appears to be. Does she? Does he?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Give me a psychology roll, please.
No.
Yo, let the record state that I don't care if this woman is Cthulhu herself. If she fucking helps me, I'm fine with that.
But yeah, it's hard to tell in this panicked moment. She seems a little shaken by all that's going on. But as you set to work on this medical treatment, we go back to the top of the hill outside the cave. Time passes. The sun's dropping lower. The shadows stretch longer. D'Angelo, what are you doing left alone with the stone dragon?
He's going to examine the dragon in the circle to see what's there and what's still together and what's broken or anything like that.
Okay. So you sort of look at the circle still there, the iron nails still in the ground. They've stopped smoking now, but they're still embedded in the ground. The dragon is there, curled in the circle, but then you see the little few flakes of stone drop off it. A little from its wings. You watch as the dragon's head turns to look at you. And this baleful red light glints back into its eyes once more. Watching you. Waiting for the moment to pounce. What are you doing?
Just watching it in turn.
Watches stone dragon's step moving. more than it was, but no less fierce looking. It moves to pace around the circle around you, its tail slithering through the mud, its wings half furled on its back, trailing dust and rock from it as it circles around you, red fire glinting in its eyes. What are you doing?
Angela will leave the circle. Angela will leave the circle.
You're just walking away. You're leaving the dragon there.
Just outside of the circle.
So you step out of the circle. The dragon turns its head, watching you, moving its foot up to the circle of nails, lifting its head side to side. It lifts its foot towards the edge of the circle, raising it up, and slowly, it steps out over the edge of the circle. What do you do, D'Angelo?
Can I tell if this is happening or if this is really happening or not?
Give me a sanity roll, please.
Jeez. I roll any other step besides sanity?
No one else is here. You're not sure. Is this real? Is this not real? I need you to lose one more point of sanity and roll me a d10. And no one here is to witness your bout of
Why are
madness
we
that's about to begin.
Ooh. This is great. This is beautiful.
Well, 2 doesn't really apply in this circumstance. Give me another one. And if neither apply, I will... we'll see, yes. D'Angelo. You flee from... Your memory halts at this point. You remember taking steps back from the circle. You remember fragmented parts of fleeing through the wood, of leaving. You had to warn them. The dragon is loose. The dragon is coming for you, for them. You have to find help from somewhere. But we'll find out what happened to D'Angelo in a bit. Meanwhile, back at the huts, give me a medicine roll, please, Mortimer. That's the... Oh. This old lady makes some really nice tea, and also you've got hot water, you've got bandages, you've got your medical kit that you brought with you.
Yep.
You're able to do a pretty good job here, even out in the woods.
If only it hadn't eaten the arm.
Yeah. Amos, you come to consciousness. The pain in your arm is somewhat numbed, if any painkillers have been administered. Or otherwise it's a searing, horrible pain if you've just had your arm bitten off by a dragon.
I think off of what's been represented, it's the latter. I don't think they have any, unless the witch has, or not the cottage lady.
Oh, she's got drugs.
I like her a lot. Okay, so it's kind of, I've got witch drugs in me. All right, fuck it. But which witch drugs is really the question.
Yes.
My eyes
are drug lord.
Drug lord witch.
European drug lord in the 1900s.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Look. Well, how do you think Maximilian's out cold in the cold? Like
she's Ignatius's grandmother. She's just the queen of drugs.
That would be quite funny.
Yeah, slightly woozy, but the pain's still there, obviously, but far enough back that you're not actively like in screaming agony as you come
I,
to in this cottage.
did I do it? Did I get the dragon back in the circle?
You did. You did a great job.
I'm
And it's back to stone again.
so sorry. I thought I should have shot it. I thought that would have helped.
It did. Don't worry. It's dealt with now. We just need to
No.
focus on getting you better.
I didn't chase. I had to dive back in.
Yeah, you have one more hit point back.
I just
But
forgot
also-
about that roll.
yes.
Not the best rolls, but
Yes, you are conscious, you are stable, you are no longer actively dying. Outside, the sun is setting.
we could do with getting you to that cart and getting you back to the town and see if we can, how Max is doing. And
I had the strangest dream that I was a ball rolling down a hill, and I heard Sean Green's voice, and he said, "Oh fuck, we dropped him."
No, it must have been just
dreams are sometimes strange.
you were in a delirium.
But the
Forgive me, it's not-
incompetence was so real. It was so real. Passes out.
Yeah. Maximilian has sort of come around by this point. He's been like in the background, like it's a little out of it from a mixture of like madness and dubious tea.
And drugs.
Yes. But
To be fair, considering his size, it'd probably take a fair amount of drugs to knock him out.
yeah, it's strong
But-
stuff, that tea.
At least we got an expert there.
Yes. But yeah, the sun is setting. Are you planning to stay the night at Annie's cottage? Or try and head back to get back to the farm where you left the horse and trap, or the town?
Well,
What?
Mortimer, do you want me to go and bring the trap back while you tend to Amos?
We could try that, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to find your way in the dark.
Oh, you won't get a horse and trap all the way out here. The path's good for walking, but it's a mile back to the road from here.
We may have to, if it's no trouble, we feel as if we're imposing on you quite a bit at the moment. But having said that, we could always help you around here.
Well, as I said, I've got a chicken coop what wants building. But look, I don't know what happened to you and your friend out there in the woods, but
We
I'm
could
not going
probably
to turn
make
away a man who's lost an arm. It'd
We'll,
not be right or proper or Christian of me to send you back out there with him with one arm and all covered in blood and all.
Yeah, we'll better wait till daylight. It'll be much easier to make our way then. But whilst we're here, we may as well make ourselves useful.
Yes, I haven't got much space in here, but I can put you up for the night. You will have to sleep on the floor and.
I think as long as
Little
the
crammed,
injured people are comfortable, that's the important thing.
Yes, your one-armed friend can have the bed.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably what we'll do. But
What happened to the other fellow that you had with you earlier?
oh, he's
all
okay.
right?
I believe so. He just wanted to stay where he was and rest a bit longer. It's quite
Clear his head a bit.
it's quite an encounter we had. But he's uninjured, just needed to rest.
You think maybe I could go look and try and bring him back to the cottage? I think he's cleared his head by now.
Actually, that is a very good point. We could try to. I'll better stay here with Amos. And,
Okay. Well, I think I remember the path up back there.
Yeah.
I'll head.
Yeah, it's getting dark by now, but you can make your way back up the way you came. It's fairly easy to see the track now. You've been here a couple of times, and like last time you were dragging Amos, so you've left quite a trail.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find your way back up to where you left D'Angelo and the Stone Dragon.
Okay, I'll
And you
make my way up
see,
there.
yeah, you make your way back up. You can see the statue still there in the ring outside the mouth of the cave.
Oh, okay. But
There
any
is
sign of...
no sign of D'Angelo. He is not there.
Oh, no.
He's gone.
All right, can I know where we left him. Is there any way? Is it still light enough for me to see where he might have gone?
You can try. Give me a track roll. Let's see if you can trail him
Oh,
out of this wood.
he's
Thing is-
completely lost, never to be found again.
Would he have had the torch with him?
I would have the torch
You can
with me.
see,
I mean,
you can see D'Angelo's torch lying on the ground near the circle of iron.
Ah, okay.
But in the sun's gone down now. It's got dark. You cannot see his trail. You don't know where he's gone.
I'll call out to him loudly. D'Angelo!
Your voice echoes around the dark woods. No answer comes.
And I'll repeat it a couple times. Every couple minutes or so.
Still no answer.
And it's completely dark at this point.
It's about like it's still a little light, like the sun's just gone down along the horizon, but it's not like
Okay.
pitch black yet.
So it's twilight, but not
Yes,
completely
twilight.
dark.
That's the word I was looking for.
I'll continue looking, but I'll make a sort of a path back down to the cottage, but keeping my eyes open as I go.
Yeah, if you want to spend some more time, like another hour or so, you can essentially push that tracking roll and really see if you can find D'Angelo.
I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah. Or you can head back down to the cottage.
Well, I really would like to try to find him.
Yeah.
So now, how do I push this roll?
Just give me another track roll. And this is more just time it's taken. You search. Time winds on. In fact, you managed to get yourself a bit lost at one point, and it is properly pitch black by the time you return to the cottage. Like, you've spent like the last 2 hours searching for D'Angelo in the woods. Not a trace to be found. It's like he disappeared off the face of this earth. He's gone.
I'll come back into the cottage and let Mortimer and Amos and Annie know. I went back up there. It's as we left it, but there's no sign of D'Angelo anywhere. I spent hours looking for him.
He might have just got lost again. We can't do much to find him without light. We can just hope his outdoorman skills are good. But well, we'll just have to wait, I think. We'll have to see if we can. Had she mentioned about building something or repairing something?
The
Like
old
the
lady,
chicken?
yeah, she wanted help with the chicken coop, but it's dark now.
Fair enough. We'll have to wait till morning anyhow.
Yeah, unless you want to start trying to build a chicken coop in the woods in the middle of the night.
No, I don't. The thing is, we're not skilled. We could probably try and repair something just by a general idea, like just physical ability. But
But she could give us her what she wants to see. She could give us
But,
a plan.
I think we just need to rest.
Okay. So, you're all trying to get some sleep. Your dreams are not pleasant. It's been a day. Amos has one arm.
Not good.
But you do finally find some sleep. And when the first light of morning rays rise up, D'Angelo, you awake to find yourself in a small square stone room. There's a window high in the wall with like rays of light coming down from it, and a rather solid looking door. There's like a wooden bench that you seem to have been sleeping on, and a bucket in one corner. You do not remember how you got here. The last thing you remember was the dragon stepping over the circle in the woods. You stumbling back in panic.
Do I have my sword and gun?
You do not have your sword and gun.
Can I feel where my sword is? Vaguely with
Yeah,
my
give me a power
magical
roll. See if you
mastery.
can.
My
You can find
mastery of
a sword
magic.
that contains a portion of your soul. Because that's a perfectly sensible thing to make. It's close. You can feel it through the stone of the wall. It's not far away. It's outside the door and a bit to the left. It's there.
Hello?
How loudly are you calling out?
Loud enough to be heard?
Okay, so it's shouting.
Loud?
You hear a, oh, 1 moment. And then there's a little shh as a shutter opens on the door. And you see Sydney Johnson sort of peering in. I'm so sorry, but I could not think of what else to do with you. You threatened to kill me twice. I had to lock you up for your own safety.
You have my sincerest apologies. Where am I?
Holding cell. We've only got the one. It's usually used for drunks. But you came running into town in the middle of the night, waving a sword around, screaming about dragons. I tried to calm you down, and you did try and kill me. Then you tried to shoot the baker when he tried to help me. But we managed to look. I didn't know what else to do. I know what with everything, but I couldn't think. So I put you in here just to calm down for. Just to calm down. Are you calm?
Actions are reasonable. I'm all right. I apologize for any unpleasantries I may have caused.
You don't feel any need to kill me? Not talk about witches or anymore?
No. Too many penny dreadfuls.
Yes, well. You certainly do seem calmer. Yes. I'm going to ask for a charm or a persuade here to give a nice aura of I am a sane person who is not going to try and stab you in the throat.
Can I use psychology? I'm not very good at charm or persuasion.
I can say you can give me psychology here. It'd be hard for psychology, but yeah.
I got extreme.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
very
say in this
clinically
circumstance,
sane.
you can come across as sane. Whether you are sane is debatable with your current 10 sanity.
Fine.
But Sydney unlocks the door and I'm not sure what happened to your left shoe. You didn't have it when you got here.
I think I lost it in some sort of rock or something. Going through the forest, it is very difficult to go through
Or
the
your
forest
jacket.
after you've had a drink. That I did not bring with me into the forest. It is not very good to trying it through the trees with a suit jacket. In the future, I will dress better for the climate.
So, sorry, one question I should have asked earlier. The blood on your shirt. Do you know where that came from?
Yes, my companions and I, we were hunting, and we got separated after we had killed a elk or something. It was one of the large four-legged things.
Not the dragon, then. You know, there wasn't
I
actually a
assure you
dragon.
there will. Of course not. That would
Thank goodness.
be hysteria and something of a very interesting book.
I see. Well, I've not seen anything of your companions. They've not arrived back. Should we send out a search party for them?
Perhaps if they aren't back by midday or so. They are much better at navigating the wilderness than myself, so I had managed to make it back somewhat intact. I'm sure they will be shortly.
Right. Well, let's hope. Yes. So, companions, as you awake in Annie's cottage in the woods, Amos, you awake to discover that no, that was not a horrible nightmare. That really did just happen. You are missing an arm.
Oh, I, I fucked up. I shouldn't have shot the gun. I just, I don't understand the magic. I thought that it would keep the dragon, that I was buying you time.
It worked. Don't worry about it.
That
It's a shame what's happened, but it's no longer of danger.
I just thought that I could buy time.
You did, and it worked. It at a heavy cost, but it did work.
If I hadn't shot the gun, it wouldn't have left the circle, and I wouldn't have endangered all of you.
You
This is
don't
the
know
price
that.
I had to pay.
No, you don't know that. It was lunged at D'Angelo. It may have come out of the circle at that point. You kept it close enough and were able to get it back in. It worked.
I am a failure.
You are not.
Well, we just need to head back to the town, see if we can find D'Angelo.
Right. Is Max waking up?
That's true. How's Max doing, Keeper?
Max is here. He's
Just a bit.
not feeling very talkative this morning. He's got a bit of a headache.
He's probably a bit doped up, to be fair.
Yeah, he might have overindulged, got into the witch's stash.
Something. Maybe it's some sort of country moonshine he's found.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But he's there. If you needed him to help with any heavy lifting, he is there.
That's good. We probably need to make our way to the cart and try to get back as quickly as we can, really. But thank you very much, Annie, for letting us stay here.
Yes, thank you very much for
Oh,
that.
no. As I said, it was... What kind of monster would I be if I turned you away?
Mortimer, reach into my pocket and grab my petty cash and give it to our friend.
I will do just that.
Keeper, can I make a credit rating to see how?
Yeah, see if you've got... if you still got your petty cash on you at this point. I'm half tempted to make this hard. The chance of you having dropped it in the woods. No! It wasn't dropped from your pocket when you, were dropped. It's still there.
Just give all of it to her. Marm, I don't know if I can help you with your chickens. Is this enough remuneration?
Well, I couldn't possibly accept that much.
You must. How could you fight with a one-armed man?
Well, we'll certainly help pay for the new roof.
Sure. If you see a farmer out here tonight or tomorrow night, do me a favor. And I don't have to give you any context for this. Just yell something like, "Ooh, the witch is gonna eat you." I don't want to explain it. I just do it. Do it for old Amos.
Yes. She kind of nods, frowns, looks a little confused by the entire conversation.
It's okay.
No.
I think Mortimer's really confused about it as well. He doesn't know what...
The farmer that I was at before the whole thing started. I made a bet with him because he's kind of a curmudgeon. It doesn't matter. Just know it. Oh, fuck. I'm going back to bed. And he just passes out again.
At least we've got that stretcher.
All right. Well, Are you trying to get essentially back to the road proper?
I
Get
think
back to
so. That's probably the
civilization?
best option.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna make you roll this. You've got Max. He's strong. You have a better stretcher because you have better materials to work with.
And more time.
Yeah, you're no longer sort of making like a quick and hasty field stretcher out of like jackets. You've got, tools. You've got bed sheets. You've got like help. And Amos, this journey is less bumpy than the last that you are thankfully unconscious for, as they're like carrying you back through the woods. You have to still have to carry him really because this is still like a forest path.
Yeah.
But you can get him back to the main road and from there back into town, making your way. And you draw quite a lot of sort of attention as you make your way back into town if you're approaching with this, wounded man.
And probably a bit of blood as well.
Yes. You all look a little worse for the wear, even if you're not injured, but, D'Angelo, you hear this commotion. What have you been doing with your morning? 'Cause it's probably going to take them until almost lunchtime to get back from town.
Probably helping the police with other problems.
Well, his main problem this morning is that it's you and
His assistant.
missing people.
He's making it clear that he is not insane to other people, so he's being seen doing regular people stuff.
The other main problem is dealing with the fact that the policeman is like, how do I the massacre at the I've got to go back to the farm at Two Hills to clear that up. How do we explain that? That massacre? The deaths at Drakesfell? Mr. Williams, this is
A difficult
people from London.
thing,
They
of
said that you
course.
could help with this. Explain this. How would you explain this?
Yeah. I assure you there will be no more similar incidents. As for the deaths themselves, it is not uncommon for arguments to devolve into disputes, whether it's abandoned trees, argument over who owns land, and or whose crops, or whose animals, or
There's about
whose.
20 dead cows. That's more than a simple squabble.
Once there's no one around to watch over the flock, the wolves and other such animals tend to
There are no wolves
make
in
sure.
Leicestershire.
Oh, the wild animals. I do not know the
Foxes?
nature
Badgers?
of Europe.
Look, I know
I
you're a
know the
city
natural
man,
animals
but I
of
assure you, this
Europe.
is not. This is England. This is not the wildernesses of Canada. There are no wolves or bears or
Wild animals.
nothing's really
it's
larger
the
than a
serpent.
particularly aggressive fox out here. I mean,
Serpents or some other such creatures.
serpents. They look. Maybe a cow on a rampage. I don't know how I'm going to explain any of this, but
Steeper, can I, with my knowledge of psychology, can I craft a believable explanation for why a bunch of people would kill each other in the middle of the forest?
I mean, yes, I'm going to say give me a psychology roll here, but can you come up with sort of a suitable, like, psychobabble explanation of, like, mass
Yes.
hallucinations, like,
Using
not
my powers
really
of science.
believable, but it sounds like it's got enough technical words in it to be, like, yeah. I mean, it could always be ergo poisoning as well.
It's lead. It's the lead. It's a new theory. The lead and the paint is very dangerous. It makes people violent.
Yeah, you can craft what sounds like, if not a plausible, but a, like, too, like, convolutedly explained to, like, disprove. Essentially, like,
Yes,
kind of argument
it's
seems to go,
truth.
right, okay. Yeah, sure. Because there's nothing else that makes more sense than what you've got to offer. But as you finish sort of crafting that excuse, like, Sydney will sort of leans in and goes, but the truth of it, the creature, the thing that did this, the thing from Drakesfell, it's gone.
It has been dealt with.
Good. And there will be no more deaths.
Outside of things you would normally expect as your duty as a lawman, no.
Okay. And he sort of, thank you. I don't know exactly what you and your companions did here. I'm not sure I want to know. I don't even know entirely what actually did happen here. And again, I'm not sure I want to know. In fact, I know I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. But
There's been enough prices
thank you
paid for.
for coming and for helping.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And at this point you hear like a commotion on the edge of the town. As probably like partway along the road, the three of you would have got a lift in like a cart. Like someone would have seen you coming out of the woods sort of with a stretcher and, helped you up on some more proper transport to get you back into town. But yeah, D'Angelo, you see this commotion around the others returning.
I suppose that is them returning now, and D'Angelo will go to meet his friends and to update them on the events that have occurred and the explanation for all of the dead people.
Well, glad you made it to the town, D'Angelo.
Was looking for you for a long time. You must have fled directly to town.
We ended up stopping at that small cottage. Annie, I think that's whose cottage it was.
Mm-hmm.
We just stopped there till the morning. We thought,
All right. Is Mr. Amos all right?
Well, as well as can be, I suspect. We probably need to spend some time patching him up properly when we've got proper medical facilities as such, and it'll take a while, but he'll survive.
In that case, it may be best for us to leave sooner rather than later.
That makes sense. Although there is the matter of the statue.
Yeah. It was still there when I went to look for D'Angelo, just as we left it.
Yeah, we may have to look into what to do with that, but at least it's not going to be moving anywhere, so at least we can just deal with what we have here, our wounded, get ourselves cleaned up, tidied up, and...
You think we should tell the police about what we found in the cave, just to clear up any past missing cases, maybe?
If you
We
wish.
do not want people spending too much time in the area.
Sometimes it's best people don't know what's really going on.
So, yes, as you wrap up matters in Ashby.
I was just going to ask, if we mentioned that we stopped at that cottage to the police constable...
Oh, yes.
Does he know her?
Yes, Annie Black. Lovely old lady.
Yes. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, yeah. She was quite helpful with us.
Yes. Yeah, she's lived out there for years. Bit odd. But
No, she was very
harmless.
helpful. Yeah, we were going to help her with some fencing that she needed redoing.
Yeah, in the chicken house.
Oh.
But anyway.
Yes. So, yes, my question to you, as this matter reaches its end, is how much longer do you spend in Ashby before returning to London? And what do you do with the dragon statue in the end? Do you leave it in the woods? Do you have it collected? Do you drag it back out of the woods?
Is it big enough to fit in those Esoteric Society building?
It's. I'll have to check back how big I said it was, but I think I feel like 10 feet is about.
Well,
How big was the plinth that was up at the Drakefell?
I
That-
want
that
to
it-
say 10 feet across, but I cannot be certain that that is what I said the first time round.
no.
So
but we
let's
could
say
always,
that it's definitely 10 feet across, and you must have been mistaken when you measured it before.
perhaps we could just leave it at the society's cottage.
His cottage.
A garden of some sort.
Yes.
It's.
Okay. A garden ornament.
I'm sure I can find some funds for any transportation
Now,
of
the
this
question-
item.
Probably best not to leave it here, but we'll put it somewhere safe.
Yes.
I do have a
Please
question.
take me to London for better health care.
Yes.
But the nails that we had used to form the circle, does it need to remain within the circle?
Probably not.
I mean, if we looked
But
at the
we're
plinth,
keeping them spare.
if we were to look at the plinth closer than we did, would there have been places where the nails had been put in to keep it inside a circle?
Do you want to return back to Drakesfell, and is that something John would have done? Return back to Drakesfell to look at it?
Well, if you spent time.
Yeah, if we had time.
Yeah, you're no longer under time pressure. There's no sign as you go back up there of there being anywhere to keep nails in the base of the plinth. So yeah, are you transporting the dragon back to London then? Is that the plan?
Yeah,
That
why
seems
not?
to be.
Okay. So yes, you finish up matters. You travel back to offer Amos better medical care and treatment. Although there's only so much he can do.
Maybe we could take him
yes.
back to Delphine. Oh wait, no, that probably wouldn't go over well.
Mortimer's at St. Thomas Hospital. He could probably treat him there.
Yes, you can. It's going to take a while to recover from these wounds, and truly, you will not fully recover ever. But yeah, you take Amos and the dragon statue back to London. And where are you putting the statue? Where is it going?
Well, it's quite big, so I suspect we'll need to. Can't store it inside somewhere realistically.
It would be quite big. It would very much dominate a room. You've got some quite large rooms in your house. It would be very much a statement piece as an indoor piece. It would if you put the dragon statue in that room is then the dragon statue room. It's not something ignorable in a corner. It's going to be
True.
like the focal point of the interior decor. Its pose is not that attractive. It's not like.
Oh.
It's kind of snarling, crouched down, as though it's about to tear the throat out of something lying on the ground.
Well,
Not a rampant dragon.
No.
I do feel we should put it in the society's cottage in as a garden piece or something.
Okay, so you want to put it in the back garden.
But we'll see what Elsie says, because to be fair, it's her house.
It's nebulous, but yeah, if you want to install it in the back garden, Elsie is currently off on her honeymoon. She's not here to say no. She's gone. She's travelling Egypt. Oh, did no one give Mortimer the news?
No, he hasn't been told anything yet, so
Yes.
It's fine.
we'll just put it in the
it's fine.
statue in the garden. It's the best
Yes.
place for it at the moment.
You've placed the dragon statue in the garden. Your gardener is very insistent about where it has to go. He's like, you find the perfect spot in the rose garden. We're like, no, not there, not there. How about we put it over here? Just 3 meters to the left. This seems like a much better place to put the statue.
Yep.
We're gonna have to dig foundations down, you see.
Oh, yeah,
And that's some really good soil for rose growing there.
Oh, very true. Those roses look great.
Yeah, they're well fertilized.
Must be.
But yes, the dragon statue is installed in the garden, just a little way away from
Franco's flowers.
Franco's grave. Not that I believe any of you know that he is down there. But yes, the dragon settles into its place, the garden settling the roses to grow around it. It will be an unusual but interesting garden ornament as the years
It's
go by.
handy. It'll be very useful just in case we need to wake it.
Yes, that too. But as the dragon settles into the garden, and there's matters in Ashby de la Zouche are as resolved as they ever will be, that is where we're going to end for tonight. And we'll pick up next time some months in the future from this session. There's some major wounds and some major trauma to recover from. Like, D'Angelo's brain is in tatters at this point.
Fine.
He just needs a good psychologist.
A nice vacation at the hot springs.
I am the greatest psychologist. It is fine. Nothing to worry about.
Just treat yourself, find a mirror, just have a good conversation.
Perfect.
I think the fact
Absolutely.
that the greatest psychologist in the world is currently an occult expert sorcerer who is on the verge of insanity, and may I point out, during his sane moments, has done such things as bind his soul to a sword.
Most very efficient.
Yes.
Effective.
If D'Angelo goes insane, you've unleashed terror on this world.
I'm sure he'll-
like D'Angelo is a dangerous man.
This is how the Black Pharaoh started. It's fine.
Yeah.
You are actually obsessed with the Black Pharaoh as well, which is interesting.
Oh yeah.
I'm becoming a lich. It's fine. It's wonderful.
What could possibly go wrong?